Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to another Forex forecast. It's been a while. Obviously, I've been quite busy. Haven't done one in I think a month almost, or even more than that actually. So yeah, I'm gonna try and pack as much things as I can. I actually like to get this video out today, so I'm gonna be doing very little editing. So excuse me for my stutters. Excuse me if it's not as clear, and it's not as see, this is what I mean. This is why I need a script. But yeah, it's not as scripted or it's not as structured. But yeah, let's get right into it. So without further ado, guys, let's look at gold. So gold has been my bread and butter for quite some time, as you guys know. I started this series, analyzing gold. So let's get started with that. So first of all, I've actually analyzed it. So let me just explain to you guys what I'm looking at. So first of all, gold. I'm looking for price to push down to 1660, 1610, around that level. 1610. And even further potentially down to 1560 and 1550, around those levels. So that I'm overall bearish on gold. I kind of want this, these levels of this level over here on the left to hold. So this 1680 level, I kind of want it to hold for my shorts to still be valid. If you look at the daily time frame here, what we can see is there is a major level of daily resistance around this level. So what happened was, let's look at it. Okay, let's look at it in this perspective. So we had a huge push to the downside. We kind of rejected this level, but after breaking it, we had a huge push to the downside, right? Pushed down for a little bit, and then what happened? As soon as we meet this level, we have a dead stop in terms of buying pressure, and everything gets mitigated and starts pushing to the downside. So for me, that's quite a major level to look at in terms of breaking, potentially retesting, and a retracement back up to this level, potentially back down to 1660. Something I'm looking at. But obviously, as you can see how price opened, is we had a huge bearish move to the downside. So we could potentially still continue. If we break this, we could potentially just continue falling back down here. Okay, so 12-hour time frame. Let's look at the VWAP and the volume, volume profile over here. So first of all, we have this daily level lining up perfectly with this node, right? A great, perfect lineup over here. So if it does retrace here, we have the volume node to back us up, and obviously the daily level as well. So there's two things to back us up in terms of our selling around that level. So even if price do, rally with relative momentum, we can still be a little bit confident in our trade for it to actually work out in our favor. Next thing is to look at is this this level over here, where 2 wicks over here has kind of lined up almost perfectly, and you can see we had a bit of a fake out there. Sorry, yeah, we had a bit of a fake out here where price moved to the upside and then continued back down. So yeah, something definitely need to something for us to look at there. So we grabbed liquidity from this side. Another thing that we have to look for here, and let's look at the 4-hour over here. You can see that it kind of lines up with this zone and the VWAP, and obviously another volume node over here. So plenty of resistance going to hold buyers back over here, where sellers are looking potentially to get involved in the market. So something to keep an eye on. And overall, gold is bullish fundamentally, so it lines up quite well with our overall bias in terms of technical analysis and stuff. We also have obviously this kind of consolidation area over here, so we could expect a bit of a break above this level, taking out these highs and a continuation back down. That is obviously that still fits in our criteria there. Next thing is pound yen. So pound yen is kind of working out in how I wanted to look at. So look at the weekly first. So the weekly, we have broken major weekly levels over here with relative momentum, right? Quite a lot of momentum over here. We broke, and then what happened was we before we broke it, what did we do? We retested this level over here. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, there we go. So let me just start that back up. Hopefully I remember to edit this out, but if I don't, apologies. But yeah, so before climbing back up into major highs over here, what did we do is we retested these lows on the left here. So we grabbed liquidity down here. That gave us enough momentum to push up. Does that mean the push up is is done? I don't think so. I think we grabbed enough momentum there to continue rallying price, potentially up to 175. Obviously, if structure remains the same. Another thing we need to look at on the daily time frame. Let me just move these out of the way. Another thing we need to look at on the daily time frame is this level over here. 169, a great retracement level over here. You can see price pushed up and then retrace this level. What's stopping us from getting a double bottom before pushing back up? Nothing, right? So that could potentially happen. Next thing is a 12-hour time frame. So 12-hour time frame, we have the VWAP over here and the volume profile on the right. Okay, so first of all, this level lines up perfectly with the first deviation of the VWAP. So if we do retest, you can see in terms of pattern, we keep retesting the first deviation and then second deviation, and then first deviation, second deviation, and potentially breaking past that second deviation after a while. Obviously, that is if this level holds. If we do start to break with it with relative momentum, I wouldn't be surprised if we start falling though, because of the overall fundamental news with yen. So obviously, no, sorry, not with yen, with pound. So pound has been very shaky recently due to the shift in leadership, so on and so forth. So yeah, just keep that in mind. If we start to break structures here, it might be time to look for shorts in the long term, especially as the GDP or the growth of the pound is a lot slower than the yen, even though yen is in a bit of trouble in itself anyways. But that's one issue with pound yen. It's a bit hard to get an overall bias, as they're both quite bad currencies at the moment. Okay, so in terms of pound Aussie dollar, look at the weekly time frame. What did we do? Let me just, yeah, so what did we do? So we broke past these levels over here. Okay, so overall the level I would say, or the area I would say is we broke past is this level over here. Okay, so what happened was we broke this level, and what happened, we had a spike back up, retested this level, and starting to rally back up, right? So overall, we could be looking for more bullish momentum to continue for pound Aussie dollar. Again, I would be a little bit cautious about this, because one, look at the overall trend of the market. Okay, so overall we are very much bearish in the market. Okay, on the weekly time frame. And secondly, again, as I said, the pound is very weak at the moment. Especially with the uncertainty around the pound itself. So I'd be very careful, because if we start breaking back down below these lows, don't be surprised if we start filling in this level and then all the way back down to these wicks. But as it stands, due to the current current price action of pound Aussie dollar, I'm not going to be surprised if it reaches 1.84. Okay, as for the daily time frame, let's just hide this for a bit over here. So as for the daily time frame, what can we see here? So we have the daily bodies over here that we could potentially be retracing to. You can see that GBP/AUD is definitely on its way to retest these levels. So yeah, definitely something to keep an eye on in the near future. However, if this momentum continues and we don't see a bit of a slowdown on the lower time frames, I probably wouldn't enter, because again, I am a bit too scared to be buying the pound at the moment due to fundamental news. Okay, next thing is the volume profile. So one, it doesn't actually line up perfectly with volume nodes, right? But it does line up almost to a T. Obviously, it is getting retested now. Let me just get rid of these. Okay, yeah. So you can see that it is getting retested by the VWAP right now, but nothing stopping it from dipping back down below the VWAP, creating some sort of support just below the VWAP, and then rising back up, just like previous price action showed us. Another thing is that we still have not broken, we still have liquidity up here that is got tapped. It just literally just tapped, and we have created kind of equal highs over here, so we could easily just take those highs for the continuation back up. If not, if we start to fail it below, then I'll probably start to look at closing my trades and start looking for maybe short positions at that point, because that's it shows that there's a weakness in buying pressure. As you can see here in the 4 hour, that's exactly what I was saying. So we could expect a push back down below for the continuation back up. If you like to use Fibonacci, I would imagine from this swing low to this swing high, it's probably going to be close to 61.8 to 76.8. 61.8 to 76.8 retracement. As you can see here, there you go. See, look at that, almost perfectly to 78.6 retracement. As I said, that wasn't planned, but if you use Fibonacci, then there you go. There's an extra confluence for yourself. And as for the hour time frame, nothing really yet. I do want this kind of to slow down a little bit here, for a gradual push to the downside, rather than showing that bulls are really in control, bears are really in control of the market, because at that point there might be a bit of a shift. Okay, so oil. Obviously, this is my pre-market analysis over here. I was expecting price to kind of respect this zone over here on the right, over here on the hour. However, it didn't. But overall, it doesn't change anything. We're still overall bullish on oil. I mean, yes, we have dipped below major structure levels over here, but you can see that we've climbed back up above it, and then climb back, dip below it again once more. So we can just be looking for some sort of support area for oil before rallying back up. If you look at the 4-hour time frame here, we are currently at the VWAP level, where VWAP has already been retested 2 times. This could be the 3rd time it gets rejected, and that 3rd time could be the thing that really starts to push price. And lastly, obviously, if you look at this structure level on the 4-hour time frame, we are right there for the probably continuation back up. And if you obviously if you trade trend lines, then we have a bit of a trend line here that could potentially be broken soon. So yeah, something to keep an eye on. Oil, I'm personally not going to be trading oil this week. It's too messy for me, so I'll just leave that. Next thing is Dixie. So Dixie over here, there was a bit of a wedge pattern forming over here, and as soon as it broke, I did say on the stream that we could easily fill into the next level over here on the left, and that's exactly what happened. So we filled in that that area, as it was weak volume here. So as soon as we broke this level, easy volume could easily retrace up to this level. However, there was a bit of resistance around this level. That's why it's struggling right now, but we'll see if it continues to push up. That means obviously gold will stop pushing down, kind of lines up with our overall bias. However, it wouldn't tap us in the current area that I want to be entered in, right? Right, euro dollar right now. So euro dollar, I was expecting a push to the buy side liquidity here. It didn't. I did say on stream that this, due to the momentum, due to fundamentals, this could easily just continue back down, because there's loads of people selling this market right now. So they don't really need to you know, there's really no need to be fooling around with this consolidation level. There's a lot of orders to go to the downside, so I wouldn't be surprised if this breakout trade works, and you can see that's exactly what happened. Breakout trade worked. I was expecting, again, a push up to buy side liquidity up here for the continuation back down, but there was no need. There was no need at all. Target is 0.986. Next thing is crypto. So crypto right now, I'm looking at sells at the moment. So this, my current trade right now, is at break even. So if it does tap me out here, it is what it is. But I'm overall expecting price to kind of push all the way down to at least 20,000, right? 20,000. If that area gets broken, I'll be looking for a scaling position for a break and retest situation. And then I'll be looking to target, even actually lower than these lows, I'm looking to target 18,000. So overall, so a lot, you know, a big risk to reward here, especially with the scaling, because the scaling wouldn't take that much of a stop loss over here. So let's say I look to scaling over here, chances are my stop loss is going to be just above highs is creating potentially right now, and that's going to be my stop loss. Another 1 to 3 risk to reward, 1 to 3.5 risk to reward over here. So overall, it could be a 6R 7R trade, so pretty good. Obviously, now this is a risk-free trade. I can relax a little bit. No need to worry. If it taps me out, it taps me out. It is what it is. But yeah, so that's my overall bias to the market. Actually, let's look at Ethereum right now. So Ethereum, a really quick what's it called, analysis here. So really quick analysis. I'll just hide this and this right here. And then we'll look at the 12-hour time frame over here. So 12-hour time frame, I have a VWAP sorted over here. You can see where the VWAP is kind of lining up here. Is around that 1650. It probably going to end up around that 1650 level. So if my Bitcoin trade doesn't work out and I get tapped out for break even, I'm going to actually look at re-entering both Ethereum and Bitcoin for around 1650 is going to be my area for sells for the quick push to the downside. Again, targeting potentially around 12,225, 2,225 around that level. So yeah, basically that's it. So I know it's been a bit of a rush one, unfortunately, but I unfortunately I have quite a lot of stuff to do, so bear with me, guys. It's obviously my first one in quite a while, and you know, excuse me for all the stutters and stuff. There's going to be a lot of them. I'm not going to edit this too much, and I want it out tonight, and it's already 4 o'clock. So yeah, bear with me, and yeah, thank you very much everyone for watching. I hope you guys learned something or able to take something from this. Again, as I said, this is not a, you know, I wouldn't recommend this as using a signal. I just recommend it for you guys to learn something. I know today there wasn't much I said that probably was of value. It was probably just all, you know, signals, and signals. But normally I do say why I'm entering such and such. So yeah, but thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you guys click the like button and subscribe. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.